Good morning, everyone. It's another Egypt blog here.
Yeah, we are on the Nile Cruise still.
Yes.
It's actually our last day and we've already checked out and we're just getting ready to go get our bags and head off for a tour today. We've got a lot planned. We were supposed to have a hot air balloon ride this morning, but unfortunately that got cancelled due to the weather, if you can believe that.
We got perfect weather.
Perfect weather, like there's no wind.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't know what it was like at 5 o'clock this morning, but
yeah, true. That's true.
Either way, we're actually quite glad that it didn't work out because we really needed the sleep. There's extra couple of hours in the morning, otherwise we would have had to been up at 4 o'clock. So it's fine.
It's been on the go this whole trip and
exhausting.
A lot of early starts.
But we do have a full day. We're actually heading to the West Bank today, so we'll be visiting lots of places.
Yeah, we didn't mention we're in Luxor now. So we've been here overnight. We're in Luxor. It's actually quite a nice town, probably nicer than the other towns we've stayed at. It's a bit more set up for tourism. And I did some shopping last night, bought a couple of things in the market. It's quite nice. So we've got to head off. I think our tour guide is waiting for us in the lobby now. So we're going to pick up this vlog again at the West Bank.
Let's go.
Morning. So here we are, Valley of the Kings, and we're actually leaving now already. We have been into 3 tombs. The kids aren't really playing at the moment. Eva's asleep on me. Javi's in a bit of a mood and Joaquin's tired. But we have been through the tombs and very impressive. I might just show some footage and then I'll talk about those tombs as we show some B-roll of that footage there. It's just a bit hard to manage right now because we're heading back to the tour bus and we're heading to our next destination.
Our visit to the Valley of the Kings was truly unforgettable. Our guide recommended that we explore the tombs of Ramses IV, Ramses IX and Ramses III, and we were not disappointed. Our first stop was KV2, which is the tomb of Ramses IV. It features a long corridor and several chambers adorned with colourful paintings and hieroglyphics that depict scenes from the Book of the Gates, the Book of Caverns and more. Also, the burial chamber still contains a sarcophagus that once held the mummified remains of Ramses IV. Our next stop was the tomb of Ramses IX.
Ramses IX, one of the most colorful, one of the most amazing colorful tombs at the Valley of the Kings. The one actually it's almost like 100 meters. One full straight steps to the burial chamber, so it's easy go. I call it the cake tomb. Why the cake? Because it's so easy like cakes. The most amazing and the most interesting thing you're going to see in these tombs, where you could see those scenes on the wall, both sides, upside down scenes. It's not straight scenes. Sometimes you're going to see the heads to the right side, sometimes you're going to see the heads down and so on. It's not straight scenes. Why? Because they're presenting that the second life, it's completely different.
The tomb also contains depictions of the gods and goddesses worshipped during Ramses IX's reign, and it includes decorations depicting scenes from the Book of the Caverns, the Book of the Earth, and more throughout the tomb.
He's the god of fertility.
Our final stop was the tomb of Ramses III. This tomb also has a long corridor and several chambers that are decorated with colourful paintings and hieroglyphics. The burial chamber no longer contains the sarcophagus that once held the remains of Ramses III, which is now on display in the Louvre Museum in Paris.
Did not recommend that we go inside the tomb of Tutankhamun. He explained it was not as spectacular as the 3 tombs we visited, and also that there are usually large crowds and poorer quality inside the tomb. Additionally, there's an extra fee to enter the tomb. We do wonder if he was perhaps discouraged to keep our tour moving, as we still had a lot to see that day. We do have a little bit of regret not spending the extra time and money to visit Tutankhamun's tomb to find out for ourselves though. Despite this, we thoroughly enjoyed our visit to the Valley of the Kings and were in awe of the incredible history and beauty of the tombs we explored.
Temple in Egypt, the one which is made by female pharaoh, and that's the only building, that's the only temple in Egypt which is made by female pharaoh.
All right, guys, we're at our next spot. We've just come from an alabaster
Shop.
shop. Yeah, it's like rock carvings and ornaments and that sort of thing. Bit of a tourist trap.
They do show you how they do it
Yeah.
and how to tell a fake from a real alabaster work.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the time I think that you're just there so that they can sell you stuff. Just if you do want to buy stuff, you do need to butter very, very hard because their prices will start very
high.
right at the top. And I
Yeah.
think my understanding is that the guides have basically a very high commission. So
Yeah.
just be mindful that that's what you're there for.
I mean, if you buy something you think it's a
Yep.
good price, go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
We really weren't in the mood for buying. The kids are having a rough morning. We've actually left the kids with the guide now, which is really helpful. We're going to go into this temple. This is Hatshepsut Temple. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Yeah, so it's a very unique temple because it's the only one that was built by a female pharaoh.
Yep, let's go check it out.
So you can see 2 sphinxes on either side. So you'll have to imagine that basically the whole road was lined up with them, but these are the only 2 remaining pieces. And as you can see, they've also been reconstructed. And the temple itself as well, most of it has been reconstructed. It basically was destroyed by the mountain, rocks falling and whatnot.
The Temple of Hatshepsut was constructed over 3,500 years ago. This marvel of ancient Egyptian architecture rises in 3 terraces, blending harmoniously with the natural surroundings. The temple consists of many different shrines dedicated to the gods and goddesses revered in ancient Egyptian religion. There is also an array of statues and breathtaking wall reliefs narrating the life and achievements of Queen Hatshepsut.
that was a beautiful temple. To me, the most outstanding thing was the view in the of the valley as you look out from up there, and also just the actual positioning of the temple, which just, I don't know, it feels very intimate and enclosed by by the mountain. So really, really cool. What about you, David? Anything?
Yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, they're starting to look the same. I'll be honest with you. I like looking at all the hieroglyphics. Yeah. It's obviously amazing. We've got to go. We're walking and talking here because our whole group's waiting for us, we're pretty sure.
Yeah, and next up is Karnak Temple. We were supposed to see that yesterday, but it closes at 5 apparently. So we're doing that today, and apparently that's supposed to be the highlight of this part of the trip anyway, as the guide has told us. So we can't wait to show you.
On our way to Karnak Temple, we had a very short stop at Colossi of Memnon. These are two massive stone statues of the pharaoh Amenhotep III. The statues are quite damaged, but it is believed they were identical when they were first constructed.
So we're now at Karnak Temple, and this has been one of the most impressive temples we've seen. I think there's 134 columns throughout the temple. It's quite epic, it's amazing. And right now we're at the very back of the temple, and a lot of the guides don't bring their tours behind here. But it's quite nice. There's a few statues you can see here behind us.
Yeah, and you can also get a glimpse of the 9th pylon, which hasn't been fully restored yet. It's nice to get a glimpse of what the place actually looked like before it got restored. But yeah, it's been amazing. And I would say that if you're coming with a guide, if you can perhaps ensure that they assigned more time to spend here, because although, you know, we've got lots of explanations, you know, things that we wouldn't have known otherwise, we'd only really left us about half an hour to explore it on our own, and it's massive. And there's lots of photo opportunities, so
there's so many people here too. I don't know if there's a better time to come. I think a lot of the cruise ships are here now, and everyone's coming through. It's very busy.
Everybody's got similar itineraries when they're on the cruise ship, so you're arriving at the same time as all the other boats. So something to consider.
Yeah, so do you remember any of the things about this temple?
So one of the things that I do remember is that this is where the Egyptians believed that Amun-Ra was, and basically where creation began. And it was a very important place for the Egyptians because this is where they got to interact with the god Amun-Ra. So very holy place, I suppose, yeah.
All right, we are going to wrap up this video here, guys. Thanks for watching. We are heading to Cairo tonight.
Yeah.
Back there for 6 nights before we head back to Qatar. So plenty more content coming from Egypt. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. See you on the next one.